You are now entering the LuxCore Studios. And you've secured a seat for the Protecting Your Radius podcast. Here, we build connections from your contracting profession to some of the top bleeding edge products and services. Don't get deterred. Let's not delay. Here is your host, Nathan Downs.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 0 of Protecting Your Radius podcast. I'm your host, Nathan Downs. And on today's episode, it's an introduction about myself, my background in the industry, what we're doing with this podcast, with the video cast, where we're going, and really why are we here sharing this and making this content for each of you. So a little bit about myself. Again, I said my name's Nathan Downs. I've been married to my beautiful wife, Ashley, for 17 years. We have 2 children, Ava, who is 12, and Lucas, who is 9. Great kids. Love them both so much. We've been blessed with a great business. We own Radius Fence and Gate out of Bixby, Oklahoma. Been in business full-time this year is our first year, 2022. Man, it's just exciting. What a crazy time in the industry across the board for all the trade professionals listening to this, right? So let me tell you about my background. I'm a U.S. Air Force vet. I've been in the construction industry for over 15 years. I actually started working at Ameristar Fence Products as, believe it or not, started doing cold calls for them, developing the new Montage system, which was their residential commercial line of prefabricated ornamental iron panels back in 2006. Did that for several years up until 2013. Then came out, decided wanted to try my feet in the installation side of the business. So I've been on the contracting side for almost 10 years now. I've had the honor of working for Fence Track, Aero Fence, Allied Fence of Tulsa, Empire Fence of Tulsa, and now Radius, our own company. So got a bunch of short stops along the way, and a lot of mentors in the business have taught me so much about fence, about business, and those are going to be the kind of things that we're going to share on this channel and the content that we're going to create. So the big reason why that we're getting into this space and doing this right now is because there's a momentum change in the industry. And it's not just fence, gates, automation, access control, because that's what we do, and that's what we're going to be talking about and focusing on. But the technology is finally seeping into construction to a point where we can't ignore it anymore. And I see too many young people, and really too many people that are more mature, that have been in business for a long period of time, that are missing the wave of opportunity here to be more profitable, to save more time and become more efficient, just because the technology is moving faster than each of us are keeping up with. So I'm a big innovator. I love taking things from the ground floor up. I love developing those things, and I think you'll see that even with some of the partners that we've got with the channel already. And you know what? Let's talk about the partners real quick. Our first partner, our title partner for the first season, 2 seasons here, is Fence Track, specifically the LuxCore product by Fence Track. And LuxCore, if we look at the wide shot over here, this is the system right here. Fence Track is a steel ornamental privacy fence system. What's unique about it is you can put any type of infill up to 1 inch thick inside of the fence. And right here, these gray composite slats that you see are the new LuxCore line that Fence Track's rolling out. They have 4 colors. We're going to get Brett on the show, Brett Richardson, the owner. We're going to get him on the show specifically to talk more about their product, some of the other innovations. I've known Brett for well over a decade, and he loves the fence side of the industry, but he also loves to create things from scratch. He's definitely an innovator and an inventor at the same time. And you guys will appreciate some of the things they're doing. But really, when we break down into the LuxCore product, it is definitely something, if you're doing any fencing, a premium product to add to your arsenal of products already that you're installing every day. Stain Track, which is his father's company, Cliff Richardson and Dwayne Voss own Stain Track. And we at Radius Fence and Gate actually use the pre-stained system that Stain Track does. So Stain Track is a machine that has basically these little flood injectors and all these rollers on springs, and you can take any size board, I believe up to a 6x6 or an 8x8, and slide it through the machine on one end, a raw piece of wood, and it'll go through the machine and come out the other side, scrubbed down, wiped off, completely ready to install, pre-stained from the ground up. An incredible invention, a super easy thing to use. All of our customers out there that have used our pre-stained option, it has come from the Stain Track system, which is super exciting. So we're glad to have them on. And of course, the only partner that made sense with them was their first partner in the staining side, which was Wood Defender. You can see this wall behind. This was actually made with remnants of a Fence Track cedar tongue and groove infill project. And then we took 4 Wood Defender colors and pre-stained all of these in the Stain Track system. So you'll see a lot of this wall. It's pretty sweet. Thanks to Donnie, my right-hand man, for putting this thing together. And speaking of Donnie, on the flip side, we're going to have other content come out on the channels. One of the things that I really wanted to do with this was create our own ecosystem with some of the people that I've developed relationships over the years with in the fence and gate industry. Donnie Lockhart, who is, again, my right-hand guy at Radius Fence and Gate, Donnie's been in the business for over 35 years, specifically installing fencing and running fence operations for a number of different companies, specifically Empire Fence, for the last 20-something plus years. And Donnie has, as you guys will find out, has a unique take on everything that he does with fence. He's a very passionate man. He loves to be right, and he loves to correct people in a positive, good way and teach. And he's always a stalwart of learning himself. And that's what I love about Donnie. He always wants it to be perfect. So I think a lot of the information that he can bring and a lot of the background that he has from being an installer for so many years is really going to play well to a lot of you that have been around the business for a long time and are looking for someone to kind of bridge that gap between all this technology that we're discussing and where we've been in the past. How are we doing this, and where are we going to go with this? When we looked at the opportunity and the options out there, a lot of people are doing the YouTube lives like Joe Everest. Some people are doing social media. Sean King's, the Dan and Cannon do the My Fence Life. We've got podcasts already with the Fence Industry Podcast by Dan Wheeler. There's a lot of options out there, and things are continuing to grow. But one thing that's going to be different about this channel is we're going to focus on being super heavy with technology-driven information. And what I mean by that is my desire is to make a fun environment where we can laugh, we can enjoy each other's company to some extent, right? But also learn a lot. I don't want to produce content for each of you out there that isn't going to move the ball forward down the field. We talk about that all the time in my office. Specifically, we speak to, we're looking at the little nuances that we do day to day to create the next win and figure out and learn from those things as we go along. How are we winning today? Why are we winning? And what we can do to improve that process. And I think there's always room for improvement for each of us. But with the technology side, there's so much coming at us so fast today in construction. And that's why I say the main focus for the verticals within this channel is going to be for those that do perimeter security applications. So that involves fence guys, gate contractors, gate operator installers, access controls, and so on and so forth. Anything that has to do outside, cameras, so I've gotten into solar lighting and other solar applications, just things that are driven in the security market. But that being said, you may be a contractor out there. You may be an electrician, a plumber. That's fine. You're welcome here too. Everything that we discuss will be valuable, especially on the business building side of it, will be valuable to contractors in general, because what we found out is we're all in the same ship. The customers treat us all the same way. We're all running against similar situations and problems every single day. And I hope that we can synergize those challenges, those wins, and create something special here where if I can give examples, or my guests can give examples where it will save you time and it'll save you failure. And you're still going to make mistakes along the way, but there are tools and there are opportunities out there today, even in our products that we buy, that will make your business more successful faster, more profitable faster. And again, like I said, push that ball down the field just a little bit easier than if we were doing it on our own and having to learn all those things. So that's the gist of what we're doing. Delivery-wise, two super important guys and their teams that are the ones driving this thing from the back end that you may never see on the front end here. But one of them is Benjamin McKinney and the cleverfox.online team. They're handling all of our product development as far as the marketing materials, the websites, so on and so forth. So everything from that end is being pushed out by Benji and his team, cleverfox.online. You'll see our little logos in the corners, powered by cleverfox.online. So definitely check those guys out. And then my producer, my good buddy, the Rob Noble, at the Rob Noble on all social media. Rob's been in AV development for over 10 years. He actually was working for one of the largest churches in the country that is leading the way in audiovisual. So some of the things that Rob can do and the techniques and technologies that he's able to implement is going to make this channel awesome. And we're super excited about that. That being said, some of you are watching on video, all these cameras, right? And some of you are listening on a podcast right now. And we want to deliver the content out into the marketplace that feeds each of you in whatever way that you consume your content the easiest. We want to be there with that. It's a little different because I know a lot of people like to do it different ways, but we don't have intentions of doing a lot of live stuff right now. We will be going to events. We want to create a community where you guys can send in questions, comments, concerns, all those things. And then really we're going to be getting into the weeds with a lot of different products, a lot of different people, a lot of different business techniques, a lot of things that you could do just to make your life a little bit easier as a trades contractor. And whether you're a manager at a company, you just started in the business and you're just learning about what does this mean to go outside and dig a hole or stick your head in a gate operator and do low voltage wiring, all the way to, like I said, someone that's been in the business their entire life and they're looking at the end of the line, wanting to sell this thing out, hand it off to their kids, their grandkids, whatever that looks like. We want to make content that's readily available and accessible for each of you. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to taking this journey with each of you. And it's going to be a blast, guys. And we are super excited about where we're going and what the future is going to look like. Hey, get some shades because that future is freaking bright. Take care.
You've been listening to the Protecting Your Radius podcast from the LuxCore Studios in Bixby, Oklahoma. Thanks for sticking around and connect with us and all of our partners at www.protectingyourradius.com. We want to thank our premier partners, LuxCore, the newest line of premium quality composite infill to slide into your fence track fence system. Frame your style today. Also, Stain Track, the world's first patented standalone stain machine. Utilizing flood coat technology, Stain Track covers boards, pickets, posts, and any type of dimensional wood you can think of. And what better way to use your Stain Track machine than to use the easy application Wood Defender family of stains. Wood Defender goes on easy and covers in one coat with no back brushing. And of course, the true power of our show is you, the listener. Please rate and review our show on whatever platform you consume this content. Your 5-star likes and reviews help other contractors get the message that we all want to be better and do better. And in the construction world, we can never forget that before you can be great, you've got to be good. Before you can be good, you've got to be bad. But before you can even be bad, you've got to try.